𝗥𝗵𝗲 show. Thank you for always tuning in. Thank you for always being here. And you know what? 80% is showing up. And you guys, you showing up for your results in life, in business. And Rhea and I really want to escalate your success. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the new members. If you're joining in and you're probably wondering, what is this show about? Well, Rhea, she talks about real estate, and I talk about mindset. And together, her and I, we are bridging the gap for you to achieving success. Now, today, I'm going to be leading the conversation. And today, I want to talk about something interesting. I want to talk about the highway to your inner world. Now, before I do go ahead and before I leave you in a mystery, I'm going to welcome each and every one of you. My name is 𝗥𝗵𝗲.
My name is Rhea.
And welcome.
Welcome
to our show. All right, so I'll talk about today the highway to your inner world. Now, how many of you set goals? Because your goals is your compass to achieving in life. So these goals could be it could be monetary goals. It could be having a pay rise in your job. So what are your goals? And when I talk about the highway to your inner world, because in order for each of us to achieving the success and the external success, financial success, success in your business, success at work, it comes down to your inner self. Okay, and your inner self is comprised, one, of your self-worth, and number two, your mindset. Now, these both do go hand in hand, because your mindset and how you are thinking, if you recall, I talked about your thinking, your feeling, and your actions. Now, every single day, the highway to your success, your highway to your inner world, it is comprised of your mindset. And your mindset is, are you thinking positive? Are you on the negative vibration? What is it? Because, say, for example, you want to get to the FM, right? The FM radio, the FM frequency, but you are wanting to listen to the FM, but you are staying at the AM. How are you going to achieving where you are right now to where you want to go? Right? There's a huge know-how to get from the AM to the FM dial. So this comes down to your thinking, your thought process, thinking on the positive realm or on the negative realm. Now, we have choices. I totally understand. We have choices how we want to, every time, how we show up. And I want you to pay attention, right? And this is now your highway to escalating your life how you want it to be. And this is where I really wanted to talk about this, because �値𝗏 Goddard, he talks about there is always dualities. right? We are all made up of dualities. And you're probably now asking yourself, okay, well, what is the duality that I am made up of? What are the dualities that we need to pay attention? Because the universe is comprised of dualities. You know, there's up and down, there is hot and cold, there is, the duality of, like, the cause and effect. What you put out, say, for example, okay, so what do you put out? And if you're putting out the negative realm, that is the effect, but the cause of that, right, which is stemming from your negativity, from what you have maybe expressed, have said to someone, it's in your behavior. There are so many different ways of what, the effect could have been. And so now, how do we translate the effect into the cause that would have happened? Well, the cause could have been you on the physical realm, in your physical body. You could have, like, aches and pains in your body. And which is why, most of us, we might have, you would have experienced, maybe people saying, or you might have said to someone, oh, but I have a pain in my neck, or I have a pain in my shoulder, or this is all a result. And it's never the case of, oh, this, what a coincidence that I got a pain in my neck. Oh, what a coincidence that I got this pain that just occurred. But the pain that just occurred, do you understand? Do you get it? There is a duality of many different scenarios that each and every one of us, we, have done in the past, yesterday. It takes a multiple scenarios then for that effect to happen. So it's not always a coincidence. It's not always the case of, oh my God, this is what happened. This is what, this is the pain I've got in my body, or this is what happened in my, at work. No, it's because you caused it. And because you caused that. And this is why dualities, if you pay attention to dualities actually will teach you a lot every single day. How are we operating? So I'm just going to stop it right there, because you know what? This is actually very, very deep. And I totally understand, because when I began to study this, and when I began to apply it, and when I began to see, okay, well, what are the effects that oftentimes, we may not realize, and we're not realizing because we've never paid attention to it. But I want to, now that we're getting into the new year, 2024 is upon us, I want you to really see you. I really want you to understand you, and understand the new you. For the new year, you are going to come out stronger. And the only way that you can is to really pay attention to your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, because your actions, your behaviors will ultimately stem from the different scenarios, as I mentioned. It doesn't always happen like what's happened to you today is because of what's happened yesterday, the day before, the month ago, a year ago, and then it starts to compound. And this is then when you start to see the effects happening, whether in your physical body, whether you're seeing at work, with your colleagues, anyone, whether in your business. So I really want you to pay attention today to your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. And I want you to do this for 30 days, because 30 days is when any kind of change begins to happen. And when you do this diligently for 30 days, your new year, the new you are going to be so proud. And I want to be proud of you to say, you know what, you did this. So I hope that this conversation helps you where you may be today, you may be stuck and you may be wondering, okay, why am I not moving ahead in my life? What do I need to do? How can I shift the curve so that I am in control of my life? Ria, want to share
Thank you.
anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's two things that from your talk today.
Mm,
There's two things that came into my mind. One is the daily habits, just like what you said, compound effect. We wouldn't feel it until that day, right? But the daily habits are very important to get that compound effect. Now,
yeah.
when you mentioned about the dualities, the hot and the cold, what came into my mind is the input output. So if we want an output, let's say, for example, I want to be a great speaker, I want to be a great leader. The input of becoming a great leader are, number one, is reading books. Number two, either joining a mentorship, because I want to be a great leader, but I have to learn it. I have to earn it.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot just wishfully, think that, oh, I am a great leader. I need to do an input. I need to have the input to get the output of being a great leader. So what do? I read a lot of books. I join mentorship on leadership. And so daily, what I do is apply them to my kids because they are, a great example of what I can translate it to when I have my employees and be a great leader to them. So when you say about dualities, what came into my mind right away was, input and output. In order to get the output, we need to have the input and daily habits.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, exactly. And that is so on because well, anything, it doesn't matter what it may be, you can never expect something to happen if we're not willing to put in. It's just like most of us might heard of the accounting term LIFO, FIFO, last in first out, first in last out. But it's the same analogy, same approach. What you want in life, you have to be willing to put in the work. You can't just expect and wishy-washy and say, hey, you know what, I really want this, but then if you don't put in the work, because as Ria just said, you know what, and is what I just explained, is the dualities. If you pay attention to the universe as to what is happening, then you really start to understand, okay, well, maybe how can I start to shift my mindset? How can I start to really take note of what's happening? Ria, yeah, that's a great point. And you know what? The kids are future leaders. So whatever we do, it translates into our kids, and then they can start to implement and really start to see the changes. So yeah, you know what? The more we can start to improve, the more they will start to see the shifts and they will improve. So you know what? Why not just do that? I think it's just the most beautiful thing. So dualities, I really want you to pay attention to the dualities. I really want you to pay attention for the next 30 days until we get into the new year, which literally we are in the new year in the next 2 weeks. So how can you start to see yourself differently? What are you doing? And seeing, okay, the compound effects that is happening to you today. Why is that a result? What has happened? Maybe take notes where you are and write down, journal what has happened and what did you cause? Did you cause the effect? How did those effects happen? Because nothing happens by just like that. It happens because we have put in the work for that effect to happen, or we did not. So this is the key. This is the magic that will happen if you consistently start to apply to what is happening in your mind, because it's your conscious mind, your subconscious. Your subconscious is more receptive to accepting information, whereas your conscious mind is able to reject information. So it's your subconscious mind that will learn to pay more attention, because it comes from the feeling part of your mind. How are you feeling? As I said, are you on the positive vibration every single day, or are you on the negative vibration? And it doesn't matter what happens, you just always rubbed off on the wrong way. So I want you to today start paying attention. And Ria, thank you for sharing your thoughts as well. But guys, you know what? So as I said, we are coming to the holiday season, and each and every one of us, we're going to be busy for the holidays. But Ria and I, we want to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Right? Happy holidays, and we will see you brand new in the new year. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in. As always, Ria and I, we appreciate you. And make the rest of the day the best of the day. Make the rest of your year 2023 the best that you really want to live it. So